My name is Dan Hosier. I'm an amateur trick shot artist, and these are the level 2 follow shots. Two of the follow shots will take a lot of follow through in order to be able to get the cue ball to force follow enough for the shot, and then the other is more of a short stroke on the follow, because it doesn't require as much of follow as it does a very accurate aim. So enjoy these 3 shots. Is a classic shot. It's a machine gun shot, and what we're going to do is shoot the cue ball into the 11. It'll come off the 11, hit the 12, and then go straight down this line. Now the shot program allows for this row of balls to be pretty much in hand. It can be more than a ball, and what that does is makes it so you don't have to be quite as powerful on the shot. However, I think the shot works better and is definitely more interesting if it's actually the first 8 balls of the line are exactly a ball away. You get more of that rattle sound. Also, if you move them too far away, the shot does require that you hit 4 of these balls on the way to making the 13. So if you have it too far away, sometimes you can only hit 1, 2, or 3 of the balls before making the 13. So the setup is basically a row of 8, and then the 9th and 10th can be angled off. The 13 is deep in the pocket, and the 11 and 12 have to split the first diamond. And I usually put those about a chalk width apart from each other. Cue ball has to be behind the first diamond here, and I put it pretty much even with the edge of the 12 and then straight out. In order to shoot this shot, we're going to shoot with a lot of follow and actually a lot of right-hand English as well. So instead of cueing at 12 o'clock, I'm going to cue more around 1 o'clock or so. I'm going to shoot pretty full into the 11. The idea is to get the 11 to come out at a pretty sharp angle, and then the cue ball will hit the 12, follow in, staying close to the rail, and coming down and making the 13. I want to shoot with a lot of follow through on this shot. Shot 2B is kind of a fun shot. It uses a stacking ball, and we're going to place that stacking ball right in the jaws of the pocket. And then I'm going to place an aiming point at the 3.5 diamond. And I'm going to point the number 2, the center of the number 2, straight through that. So I've got the circle here with the 2. Right in the center of that circle is what I'm going to point at the 3.5 diamond. Once I've done that, I can go ahead and place the stacker on top, or I'm sorry, the other ball on top. The requirement for the cue ball is it needs to be outside of the 2 by 2 square. So as long as it's outside that square, it's good. And what I'm going to do is place that cue ball right about the 2.5 diamond. So I've got a full diamond difference here. I'm going to aim right through the center of the 2. So that's why it took some time to set it up correctly, was to get my aiming point set up. So I'm going to be aiming straight through the center of the 2 with a lot of follow, a little bit of left, and a whole lot of follow through. You really want to follow through on this shot because it takes a lot of follow to come off the rail and then back to make the 7. A lot of follow, just a touch of left, and a lot of follow through. Shot 2C is a double carom. We're going to shoot the cue ball off the 1. It'll come back off the 1 to the 2 and then follow to the 9. The 2 is actually in hand, and that can be anywhere along the first diamond line. Where I like to put that is 2 balls off the rail. I've got my cue ball right on the first diamond and my 9 in the pocket, and then the cue ball also has to be on the first diamond line. And where I usually put that is right by the 2. Now this is the setup only for the 7-foot table. This wouldn't work on a 9-foot table. So what I'm going to do is shoot into the 1. It's going to carry them off the 1, come back to the 2, and make the 9. To help that, I'm going to shoot with a little bit of left and a lot of follow. Pretty much straight through the 1. The machine gun shot takes a long time to set up, so when you're practicing, it doesn't make sense to set up the whole shot. If you're practicing the stroke, just practice that part. So really the key to this shot is getting around the first blocker. And so I'm about a ball or so off of the center, and then about a ball and a half out. And that's pretty much all that I need to set up. So now I've got my 2 object balls, and I can just practice the stroke. And so you can see that you're able to keep practicing that without having a lot of setup.